So there's this misconception that Yu-Gi-Oh can never have a collector or investment market like Pokémon or MTG because of the reprints. Because of the reprints, you guys. They've reprinted Blue Eyes White Dragon so many times, so it can never get the same prices. That's interesting. Wasn't the same art as base set reprinted in Evolutions? I don't remember this making any dent in Pokemon. Do you know why? Because it doesn't matter. What's up? Welcome to the Solemn Yu-Gi-Oh channel. Today we are debunking this ridiculous myth that reprints do anything to the price of vintage cards. Usually this misconception comes from people who don't even know how the collector or investor market works in Pokemon or MTG, but regardless, I guess it's time to debunk this myth. And if you see anyone make this mistake, just show them this video and then they can get angry at me instead of you. So we both win. So why does it not matter? Well, this actually goes back to a concept that we discussed on this channel before, and that's the fact that collectability and playability are divorced in the long term. So once again, sure, you can find a 50-cent Blue Eyes White Dragon, but that doesn't do anything about the 20,000 Blue Eyes White Dragon because they are not the same card. If you have a LOB Blue Eyes first edition, that was never reprinted. Sure, you have an LCKC Blue Eyes or some other trash like that, but you never got that first edition LOB Blue Eyes again. If you have a MFC first Dark Magician Girl, it doesn't matter that you have some other modern Dark Magician Girl, they are not the same card. And collectors will never look at a card from 2018 and go, oh, that's the same thing as this card from 2003, so I'm not gonna buy one from 2003. We see this in Magic as well. There's plenty of expensive cards that have been reprinted, and the original printings still have retained value. This is also why quite some people say like, oh, the reserved list should go away and blah, blah, blah. And I'm not interested in that debate. I'm also no Magic pro, but there are plenty of cards that, despite seeing reprintings, just still retain value because people want the original. A collector or investor isn't interested in a card that exists 30,000 times, as long as it is perfectly clear that it's a different card from the original. And it is. Now you could argue, oh, the unlimited stuff has been reprinted to death. And yes, for that reason, the unlimited stuff does not hold value. Or well, quite as well. Now, so we often see this from people who are very pro Pokemon investing. And once again, Evolutions exists. There are cards that look like they are base set apart from a few details like the little logo and, you know, some other cardstock, maybe not exactly the same. A few things are just different. If you show it to any normal human being, you show them, here's these two cards, they'll go, yeah, they're the same card. But a collector and investor still looks past that. Once again, these modern reprints of Charizard from Evolutions and whatever the hell, they haven't done anything to the price of the original, because they are not the same card. No one that actually has some sophistication, no one that actually has the funds and the knowledge to get into these things thinks, oh, they're the same card, so I'm not gonna invest. Like, I can print out a Mona Lisa on some beautiful paper. That doesn't change the value of a Mona Lisa at all, because you only have that original. So yes, I could surely make this video so much longer, but I think I've made my point. Unless a card's value is completely in its playability, meaning a triple tactics talent or an Ash, sure, those will lose their value the second they are reprinted. Because once again, the value is in the playability, not in the rarity or the collectability. But once the value is in the rarity and the collectability, reprints don't matter. You can reprint that card. It's not as rare as long as it's not first edition, doesn't have that same set number and so forth. If anything, this is a great argument against Pokemon because first edition no longer exists. Any modern product, if you buy a card, it will get reprinted. And it will be the exact same card as the reprint. In Yu-Gi-Oh, you can cry about Yu-Gi-Oh being too new or whatever. At least you know first edition is first edition and otherwise it isn't. And the it isn't will usually drop, at least in the long term. There's plenty of cards that will hold some value, once again, because they are playable and so forth. But when we are talking about these collectible, investable cards, it's first edition or bust, and those aren't reprinted, and no serious person thinks they are the same thing. That is all for today. Like, subscribe, and I will see you soon. Ciao.